Hey there everyone, Cape Joel with another trailer breakdown, doing things a little bit differently this time, and I figured if any trailer deserved it, that would be the first new official trailer for Suicide Squad. The first thing I guess I should point your attention to is the brand new logo we got. Very colorful and very neon. There's a lot of, bright neon colors all throughout this trailer, and I thought that's a nice touch. Definitely helps differentiate it from a lot of the other superhero movies coming down the pipeline. And I guess as we dig on into things proper, the first thing I love about this trailer hits you right away, and that is they splurged for a freaking Queen song. Not only just any Queen song, but Bohemian Rhapsody. But, that alone gets you like a 7 on the Cape Joel scale when you splurge for Queen, when you splurge for arguably the greatest rock song of all time. I think that's great, and thematically the song works well for Suicide Squad, because what's a lyric that keeps coming up and over again in that song? It's, will not let you go, will not let you go, because they're prisoners. And as we get right on into it, we see Captain Boomerang as a prisoner himself. I'm definitely one of these people who make fun of Jai Courtney. I call him Sam Worthington .20. And honestly, he seemed kind of boring in all the other trailers and in all the kind of, promotional artwork we had seen. But it actually looks like Captain Boomerang will have stuff to do in this movie, and he actually will have fun in his own right, which is kind of interesting. Speaking of fun and funny, we get another good shot of Harley Quinn here, drinking her tea and being very ladylike while locked up in Belle Reve. She's also reading a romance novel. Is that 50 Shades, or is that a 50 Shades-esque book? That seems like something that Harley Quinn might be into. We get a nice look at all of the different members of the squad in their prison cells, and holy crap, Croc has an underwater sewer-style cell. Geez, I guess Belle Reve is taking a cue from the Arkham games that he has his own special underground sewer cell, and he's doing push-ups and everything. I like that. I like that stylistically. I like that a lot. Get a look at El Diablo, who seems to be in some sort of air pressure-proof cell. I guess something we see later he gets flooded out, so I assume that's to help combat his fire powers. This Suicide Squad trailer holds very little back. We got monsters, we got metahuman powers, we got magic powers, as we're gonna see later on. What we also see is the main team with Deadshot, Will Smith, getting I guess inducted into boot camp before their first mission. I guess it only makes sense that they should give them some manner of training before they throw them into the thick of it, and just comedy shenanigans all around as they're trying to make these psychos into soldiers. From there, we have another interesting shot of Slipknot, played by Adam Beach. Now, I have been sticking to the theory, and I feel even more vindicated after looking at all the different clips here, that Slipknot is actually a red herring and that he's going to die first in the movie. I truly think that for those who read the comics, one of the most memorable Slipknot moments is when he attempted to run away from the Suicide Squad and got his arm blown off. That was, of course, back in the time of the comics when they didn't have nanobombs in their heads, when they had, bomb bracelets. And what's funny, too, is that he doesn't seem to be coming from Belle Reve to the training ground. He seems to be brought in by the FBI. Now, this could very well be a flashback, but, that plays into my theory. We also get Rick Flag looking over the files, and we get a very Guardians of the Galaxy moment. Well, actually, there's a lot of them in this trailer, but this one in particular, when he's going down the files. Oh, he's a crocodile man. He shoots people. And then another line he says, which is quite interesting, he says, "You're possessed by a witch," because that's the actual actress who plays Enchantress, Julie Moon there, behind him, which makes me wonder, hey, she's not in a cell, she's kind of hanging out on his shoulder, kind of being a devil on the shoulder. That's kind of odd, and as we're going to see later, Enchantress does a lot of weird stuff in this trailer. I know there was a theory kicking around there for a bit that she might be a villain of the movie, or a secret villain, because they really haven't named who the villain of this picture is going to be yet. I mean, there's plenty of antagonists, but not one main villain. Get a nice look there of Will Smith as Deadshot there, looking very sad. He looks very sullen in this trailer, like he doesn't want to be doing this. This is definitely, the drier side of Will Smith as an actor. He's not Mr. Charisma here, he's Mr. Just Wants to Get Out, which I can agree with. Nice look at Killer Croc. right here. I know some people have argued before, and I've even argued it myself. Some people prefer the more bestial lizard-looking version of Killer Croc. I am personally more of a fan of how he appeared in Batman the Animated Series, where he's just a dude with a skin problem, and that's one hell of a skin problem he's got there. More Enchantress. Again, this is the bit where he says, you're possessed by a witch. Pay attention to all the black stuff coming off her there, as I think that will be important as we dig on even further in the trailer for some points I'm going to attempt to make. More Margot Robbie in training, and man, I think she is just primed to steal this show, doesn't she? She certainly stole the trailer. They give her all the best lines. We get to see a military operation taking place in a major city. I say major city, it's Toronto, but it's probably not going to be Toronto in the movie. But hey, go Canada, am I right? Yeah, we get choppers, we get explosions. Something is going down in this city, and this is obviously why the Suicide Squad ends up getting called in there in the first place. There is some serious destruction and some very inhuman looking destruction, as we can see from this clip right here. Something really messed that up, and messed it up bad. I'm going to assume that it is perhaps magic in nature, but whatever it is, it leaves like this goo trail behind it. We get a nice big team shot of everyone standing in the city. Notice who is missing in this shot. For one, there's no Enchantress, and for two, there's no Slipknot, which again strengthens the theory that Enchantress might be more of a villain and that Slipknot will get killed off very early. For those of you out there who saw Assault on Arkham, which you should because it's an absolutely awesome animated movie, they did a similar thing with A.G.R.U.S, where they killed him off right away to kind of send a point to all the others. From there, we get another destroyed room with even more weird black goo. In fact, it's the subway is what it is, and we'll see the subway come up again later with some manner of creature, so definitely pay attention to that. We got Captain Boomerang grappling with some sort of, again, goo-like man, like a man covered in tumors and protrusions. We'll see a bunch of these guys later. Here they're kind of attacking like zombies and everything, so they gotta fight them one-on-one. But later in the trailer, when Deadshot is fighting them, they're actually holding weapons, so I imagine these will be our grunt foot soldiers of the piece. And from there we move on to Jared Leto as the Joker, and man, yet again, another dude just trying to steal the trailer all over the place. He's going for gold in the Ham Olympics, and I personally think that's fine. Like, I think after Heath Ledger, I doubt the Academy nor any serious, body will ever give another award to a guy playing a comic book villain. So Leto more or less just seems to go, what, if that's the case, then I will just, turn it to 11. I was already turned to 10, but I'm going to turn it up to 11. I am going to chew every piece of scenery, and you can't stop me. And maybe he'll be chewing some of that meat, too, because as we can see, there's a bunch of meat in the background. No exact word yet on what role the Joker will play in the movie as a whole. I mean, he's not really slated to be the main villain. Will we be seeing him mostly in Harley flashbacks? I wonder. I know we don't really see them together throughout the course of this trailer. And oh, look at that. He's got a weapon collection. He's got a bunch of stuff. I know a bunch of people, when they first saw the tattooed, grilled Jared Leto Joker, and I was certainly one of them, made a bunch of references to Alien, Franco's character from Spring Breakers, and this looks like that moment too. This looks like his Spring Breakers moment, where he's like, look at my shit, look at all my shit. You want ninja weapons? I got ninja weapons. I got guns. I got all sorts of guns. I got booze and what looks to be a bunch of other stuff. There also seems to be, is that an overturned piano in the corner there? Yeah, I think it's an overturned piano and a bunch of playing cards. So he's just having a good old time is what he is. Moving on further, we see Katana with her, sword, which is a katana. But in the comics, it had a name. It was called Soul Taker, and it was magical. If she killed you with the sword, she would actually steal your soul and keep it in there, and she could commune with the souls in there. In fact, I'm pretty sure in the New 52, they say that, like, the ghost of her husband is in the sword. And at this moment right here, it looks like the sword might very well be magical. And I mean, we already have one magic character, so why not go all the way and let Katana have her magic sword? Katana, as far as I'm concerned, is also a real wild card on this team, because if you're a comic reader, you'll know Katana was never a member of the Suicide Squad. She was like, or at least never a prominent member as far as I can tell. She was, she was a hero. She was considered, a hero. So it's weird to see her on this team. Maybe she's a double agent, maybe she's pulling, for different sides. We don't know. Digging on further, we see again the subway from before and some manner of horrible creature derailing a train. Some creature who I can only say is magical in nature. He's got like a bunch of weird plant tendrils wrapped around him or something. As we'll see later, a bunch of soldiers get attacked by a big root-like tentacle, which I can only assume are coming from this guy as well. More goo soldiers coming up over a car, and they have weapons in their hand, which, you know, makes me wonder, are they under someone's control, or is that just a weird kind of costume? Alright, so there you go. There's the tendril, as I mentioned before, messing up the subway and messing up some soldiers down below. So, very interesting to see what the Suicide Squad is up against. Now here's one I really wanted to talk about. We have Joker and Harley Quinn coming out of some kind of bubbling water. Now, my first thought to this was, wow, is this the movie's interpretation of the famous acid bath? You know, the thing that made the Joker into what he is, the thing that bleached his hair and his skin and everything. Originally, that's not what Harley's origin was. Originally, she just dressed up in a costume and followed the Joker around. But in the New 52, they changed the origin around to where he forced her to get a similar acid bath to what he had. I wonder, is this the moment? Is this what the movie's going to do with it? Because you can see they got a bunch of colors like coming off them and everything. He's got purple, she's got blue. Very interesting if they decide to take that side of it. Now another clip that is very interesting, besides the Monster Energy drink product placement, which is over in the corner, we see a big, what I can only assume is magical explosion and more henchmen gathered all around. This looks to be similar, because it's at night, to the bit where Deadshot was shooting it out with the henchmen. So wow, I think this strengthens the idea that perhaps Enchantress might be playing more of a villainous role, or there will be some matter of magical villain at play here. I wouldn't think to set the Suicide Squad up against a magical villain in their first outing, but hey, you know what, if you gotta up the ante, that's certainly one way to do it. And as the trailer winds down, once again, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, just trying to steal the whole damn show by stealing a person, going, what? We're villains. Come on, don't be so lame. And yeah, that'll just about do it. That is the new official Suicide Squad trailer, and I gotta say, pretty cool, honestly. I mean, great musical choices. It feels like they're actively trying to meet a lot of complaints head on, where some people are like, hey, you know, DC comic book movies, they're too dark, they're too serious. This is certainly dark, but it is far from serious. In fact, you know, it is gonzo. It is wacky, as I think a story about the Suicide Squad really should be. Also, is it weird to think we live in a day and age when the Suicide Squad actually seems funnier and more relatable than the heroes of the Justice League? Ain't that just bonkers? Like, I actually kind of want to hang out with these people. Maybe not for long, because they are still freaks and killers, but I mean, hey, you'd have a good time with them for a moment, wouldn't you, until they stabbed you or stole your wallet or threw it to you in the trunk of a car. But yeah, until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the trailer breakdown. I hope you learned a little something. Feel free, by all means, to share your own theories in the comment section down below and tell me what was your favorite moment from the Suicide Squad trailer. And until next time, everyone, Cape Joel out. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.